Yo, this is Judgment. Today's video, we are going to talk spells, and spells, which is a very difficult subject to talk about in this game. Why is it difficult? Well, because of the gold wall that this game has. Very difficult to make gold if you're not putting money in this game. It is very difficult. It's hard to farm. It's just horrible. Okay, so I'm gonna do my best. And remember, guys, this is my opinion. And what I want is all the low tier players, all the high tier players, all the mid tier players to comment, put their input, because one person's opinion doesn't mean anything. Okay, so help the community out. So let's go to spells. Okay, now we're going to break these down in tiers. Okay, the first tier you have Fireball, Arcane Bolt, Stomp, and Heal. And if you look at mine are 6, 6, 1, and 4. Okay, when you're starting off, you get Fireball. I believe you get Fireball. Okay, which is the best spell to have when you're starting off. Why is it the best? Because Fireball is an AoE spell, area of effect. And what that means is when you cast that spell, it's going to hit multiple targets, and it hits quite a few targets, and it's got good damage on it. It's got burn. Let's check this out. It has burn chance, burn fire damage, and physical damage. It has a lot of damage to it. It's a very good spell. Running with punishment, it got me pretty far. It got me very far. To me, that's the best spell to have in this first tier. I think it's good up to tier 9. I think it's very good. And depending on if you're free to play or pay to play, pay to win, whatever. If you're free to play, it's the best spell you're going to have. Okay. The second spell is Arcane Bolt, which has splash damage on occasion. What splash damage is, it's going to hit a mob, and it has the opportunity to hit another mob. But that percentage is very, very low. Okay. But if you're a beginning player, you got to have it. Okay. The third is Stomp. As you can tell, it's a level 1 on mine. Okay. Now, depending on how well you're doing, how high your gaming IQ is starting off, and right now we're strictly talking about free to play. Depending on how high your gaming IQ is, you can run Fireball, Arcane Bolt, and Stomp. If you're not having problems surviving. If you're having problems surviving, use that fourth skill, which is Heal. Okay? And it's good to have your heal leveled up a little bit, because in certain maps, especially if you're free to play, certain maps you're going to need it because there's a lot of mobs. The dungeons are very long. Okay? And you're going to need that heal. Punishment needed it in I think tier 9, 10, and 11 for a couple maps, because I couldn't complete the map without healing. Okay? Let's see here. Okay, so if you're a free to play player and you're going through tiers 1 through 7, use Fireball, Arcane Bolt, Stomp, or Fireball, Arcane Bolt, or Heal, and you'll be fine. Now, if you are a pay to play player, a pay to win player, all these skills right here, all these spells right here, you want to get to the second tier. Okay, so you can get that lightning, so what you're gonna want is 3 Fireball, 3 Arcane Bolt, 3 Heal, and 1 Stomp, and you will unlock the second set of spells. Now, I hear a lot of people for the second set of spells talk about Ice Storm. Ice Storm. I use Ice Storm. I use Ice Storm. Well, as you can tell, my Ice Storm was only level 2. Okay. Let me go ahead and check this real quick, this Thorn Root. Okay, so it costs 21,000 gold to actually unlock one of these spells. So Icicle Arrow or Lightning? Which one is better, Judgment? Well, as you can see, my Lightning is let's check this out. Let's check this out real quick. Is 1 day, 20 hours from being a level 11. Okay, I highly believe in this Lightning spell, and it depends on how you play. It depends on what kind of player you are. This is a vertical game, so I am a down up player. I run straight as far as I possibly can up the map. Okay. Here's the difference between Icicle Storm and Lightning. When you cast Lightning, it is instant. It's instant. It's lightning. It's instant. When you cast Ice Storm, what it does is it's going to put a circle, a ring where you cast it, and then it's going to take, I can say it's going to take a while, but it's going to take some time before the spell cast, and then the icicle arrow falls down and it hits everything within that area. Okay. Which is a great skill, but it's too slow for me, and it's worthless in Gauntlet. And to me, Gauntlet is just as important as Campaign, because Gauntlet is the only place except for your free chest, your daily chest, and your VIP chest. And it's the only place you can get these talents, the talent shards. Okay. So Gauntlet to me is probably more important as an in-game player than Campaign. Okay. And if you're running Icicle Storm and Gauntlet, it's going to do you no good. It's going to do you no good at all. Okay. Except for maybe if you're on floor 21, 22, 23, 24, and all the way up, because you're not doing enough damage at this point. So all you're doing is kiting the mobs. And I can see where Ice Storm will do good, but it's not going to do good for you to get to them floors. So to me, out of the second tier, the Lightning is by far the best. Okay, so let's say you're running tier 9 through 12. Okay, Lightning is going to be the best, even though there's a million mobs running around you. I can see Icicle Storm being effective, but it's not going to be as effective as Lightning to me, because it's a much faster spell when you cast it. They have the same cooldown times, but Lightning to me is better. Okay, Thorn Root is a waste of time. Charge is a waste of time. Okay, well, hey, Judgment, what about PvP? Well, people, we have no idea what Spacetime Studios has in store for us when it comes to PvP. I honestly don't think that it's going to be a traditional PvP like we know on Pocket Legends and Arcane Legends and Dark Legends and all the legends. We don't know. We don't know. I don't see it being, if they do PvP like that, then it's going to be very unfair. Okay. So like I said, this is going to be a very hard video, but I'm trying my best. Okay. Because Punishment is virtually in between. He's pretty much a free to play player. Judgment is a pay to win player. Okay. So I'm just going off of what I can to help you guys out. Okay. Because if you're a free to play player, these spells are going to be hard to get. They're going to be very hard to get because of the gold cost of it. And it's very hard to farm gold on this game. Okay. But if you do happen to, I mean, I Icicle, what is it? Icicle? Oh, that's a different game. Ice Storm. That might be your best bet. I know I contradict myself a lot, but if you're a free to play player, Ice Storm might be a better bet for you. Okay, if you understand what I'm saying. But if you're pay to win, then you stay away from Ice Storm. Okay. Like I said, Thorn Root and Charge, they're a waste of time. Don't even go there. Okay. We don't know what, I mean, like Thorn Root could be very good, very, very good in PvP, but we don't know what's in store for that. We don't know what's going on. Now back to the first set of spells. Fireball is going to be good in Boom. Okay. It's going to be very good in Boom. Stomp could be very good in Boom because it's all AoE. Stomp is AoE as well. So so you find yourself pay to play, pay to win, or free to play, and you're getting carried through raid, and or you put $5 in the game or $10 in the game, and you get some gold. What you're gonna need for these third set of spells is 20 spell upgrades. Now, as I said in plenty of videos before, get through these tiers on everything when it comes to talents, pets, training, spells, whatever. Get to the next spells as efficiently and as cheap as you possibly can. Okay? So if you find yourself, if you're like the first set of spells, you want 3-3-1-3. That's 10. Okay? That's 10. Now you can unlock your next spells. And you did it cheap. Okay. Same thing with the second tier or the third tier. You want to get to these last set of tiers. Well, Judgment, it's 250,000 gold to unlock one of these tier 3 spells. Okay. What the hell do I choose? Well, you're going to choose Focus. Okay. You're going to choose Focus. Okay. Because here's what Focus does. It gives you critical hit chance. Now, there's crit rating, critical hit chance, and crit damage. Okay? Critical hit chance is what you want. Okay? And what that's going to do is it's going to make you crit a higher percentage of the time. Crit rating, you want that as well. Crit rating is on the talents, and I'll go over that in a different video. And it's also in your weapon and it's in your weapon, and it's also in your wing, your offhand wing. Okay. Crit rating. And what that does is it allows you to crit higher level mobs. Okay. That's what that does. So combined with crit rating, and crit chance, like I said, is going to make you crit a lot more. It also gives you bonus damage. And it also gives you critical damage bonus. Okay, my focus is a level 12, as you can see. And it's giving me 85% critical hit chance. When I'm in this focus, I'm telling you right now, it's like 100%. I don't care what the devs say. I don't care what anybody says. It's damn near 100%. Okay. And then 160% bonus damage. And the critical damage bonus is what? 130%. This spell is God. It might not seem that way if it's a level 1 and you're wasting 250,000 gold on it. But I believe it gives you 35% critical hit chance, which is better than no percent. And if you're getting them jewels with the flank bonus and the crit damage and all that, then you're going to be money. Okay. So that's the first skill you want to get, a spell you want to get. But I know it costs 250,000, and it's like, if you're free to play, that's like eons away. It really is. Okay. But if you do happen to get there, get that focus. Now, the second spell you're going to want to get is Vortex. Okay. As you can see, my energy orb is a level 7. And I earlier I said I wasted it, but I didn't, because you're gonna need that spell too. Um, but the first and second spells you want to get, one is focus, two is vortex. Okay, and what vortex does is it's going to do what it says. You're gonna cast the spell, and it's gonna send a vortex, and what it's gonna do is it's gonna suck in the enemies all together like a black hole. It's just gonna suck them all in. Now I can see vortex and ice storm being highly effective. You're gonna want to hit that vortex and then ice storm. But if you're running focus and vortex, the mobs are pretty much gonna be dead. Okay, they're gonna be pretty much dead. Energy orb is good. Let's say this Christmas event we're going through. Vortex and energy orb is money on that when it comes to the bosses, like in the events. Because you use vortex and then you use energy orb, and it just shoots a straight ball through them, and it pretty much kills them depending on how strong you are. So it's good to have for events and stuff like that. Not good in Gauntlet. It's not good in Raid. It's good in Boom. Energy orb is pretty good in Boom. Okay. Now the last spell, poison. As you can see, it's level 2. But running with a friend whose poison is pretty high, this poison spell is a single target. Okay. Vortex is AoE, and energy orb is AoE. Multiple targets. Poison is a single target. Okay. And it is the most effective skill to use on the raid boss. On the raid boss, it's highly effective. You get 6 seconds of damage. Okay, so it's highly effective on the raid boss. Each of the, we have what? Campaign, Gauntlet, Boom, and Raid. Okay, just like with the weapons, different spells are highly effective for different scenarios. Okay, now if you're headed towards in game, the spells you want is going to be focus, vortex, and lightning, or focus, vortex, and ice storm for campaign. Now for raid, you're going to want focus and poison and lightning. And this also depends on what you're putting in your talents. Okay, your talents are very important. If you're using the wizardry, which gives you bonus percent on your spells, or if you're using weapon master or any of that stuff, it all depends on what you're doing. Okay, but poison, good for raid only for now. Only it could be a devastating PvP skill depending on what we're looking at PvP, and we don't have no idea. But poison is good for raid only. Vortex is good for everything. Everything is probably the best spell in the game. That's not a buff, and the only buff we have in this game is focus. Focus is the number 1 spell because it's a buff, and it's a beastly buff. Energy orb, good for events and stuff like that. Thorn root, not a very good skill at this point. As you can tell, it's 0. Lightning, money. Okay, and it's probably just as ice storm and lightning are depending on how you play. Those skills are both pretty good. Charge, crap. Okay, it's crap. Heal for your lower tiers. Stomp for your lower tiers. Arcane bolt for your lower tiers, and fireball. I was thinking on judgment, hey man, if I leveled fireball up to 12, I mean, how with that focus at 12, how that spell could be great. But I did some test runs in Gauntlet, and I need that lightning. I need that lightning over fireball. Okay, it's just fireball is not that strong, and it's a spread out spell, and It's not what I want for Gauntlet. Good for Boom. Fireball is good for Boom. Okay? Bad for Raid. Bad for Gauntlet. Great for lower tier players. Okay? Great. Fireball is awesome. Okay? Hell. I don't want to ramble too much here. So let me go ahead and recap this. Lower tiers. Fireball, Arcane Bolt, Stomp. Fireball, Arcane Bolt, Heal. And that'll probably get you to tier 7. Okay? 7 through 9, you want, and like I said, this depends on how much money you're putting in this game. Okay? Fireball, Arcane Bolt, and Lightning, or Fireball, Arcane Bolt, and Icicle Storm, or Ice Storm. Or if you're dying, use that heal. Okay. Now, when you're in tier 9 through tier 12, okay, and let's say you're putting money in this game, you're gonna want 9 through 12, Lightning Bolt, Focus, and Vortex. If you're not putting money in this game, Focus, Lightning, and Fireball. Okay? This is for campaign. Now, if you're running through Gauntlet, it's going to be the same exact thing as campaign. Okay? Same thing. You're running through Boom, you want that AoE. So you want Fireball, Vortex, Lightning, Fireball, Vortex, Icicle Storm, Focus, Icicle Storm, Lightning, Focus, Fireball, Vortex. It all depends on what your cup of tea is and what you can afford. Okay. Raid is poison. It's you can do whatever gold you have. They're all effective. Okay. Thorn Root, Charge, Orb, Poison, Stomp are horrible spells for Gauntlet and for campaign. Okay? It's horrible. I mean, it's like I said, this subject is very difficult to talk about because there's so many aspects, so much difficulty in this game when it comes to gold. I mean, if there was a way to farm gold, then I could easily make this video in 2 minutes. Okay, but it's difficult. And that's it. That's pretty much it with the spells. Okay. Like, comment, subscribe, but I really want people to comment on this because, more opinions matter. Okay, knuckleheads? Judgment. Peace.